You're the lucky one. A great and beautiful song by Alison Krauss. One of the most interesting and beautiful female voices I've heard on this journey, and I've heard a lot of them. Alison Krauss definitely stands out. And it's not because there's a whole lot of chemistry between us. I mean, there is. It's more than chemistry. If you could see inside my mind, one of the most beautiful voices. So the first person to jump in, you're the one. Love that song by Alison Krauss, The Lucky One, I think is the actual name of the song. Hey, Lori. Hey, I don't know if I missed when we were on the other day. I asked about how things were going with Beryl visiting at all. I know Houston and that part of Texas got hit pretty good. I was just wondering if she came close to where you guys are. Oh, Beryl. Welcome in. I'm going to wait and see if others will join us. Short notice. I'm available. And, in a pretty decent mood this afternoon. It's 2:33 p.m. my time, Pacific time. I'm on the Baja Peninsula, Mexico, broadcasting to the world at large, to all of you internet people out there. Summertime, 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 nice and hot. Man, is it hot. Where I live, it's been for the past couple of weeks. Well, for like almost 2 weeks straight, it was between 117 and 120. It's cooled off a bit. It's, I think, 108 today. So everybody's outside just having a great time. Beaches are packed. Yeah, this heat is crazy. Is it climate change? Some kind of change. Robin's in the building. How are you, Robin? When was the last time you picked up a guitar and did a little picking, Robin? I know you are quite the artist, and you're always sketching something. When was the last time you picked up the old guitar? And by the way, you can jump on anytime if you like. I'm sure it's a lot cooler there. Yeah, lights. Okay, great. Lori wasn't, majorly impacted. Watching from work. Don't get in no trouble now. Don't you get in any trouble. Yeah. Yeah, I just thought I would jump on here and, I'm going to try to do this a little bit more often. See what happens. Some of this is what I would normally be doing, And I was like, dude, you have a YouTube channel. What are you doing? So the guitar, you know, that was the plan. And then, Robin, things changed. Everything changed. Um, yeah, I just have not gotten back into that. I want a guitar. I really do. I want to learn how to play. I'm just so insecure about the whole thing. I don't know if, um, I want to be able to play, and I don't know if I'll be able to get it. Hate to fail, just looks so damn complicated to me. I might overthink it, man. So no guitar yet, internet people. But that's not my final answer on the guitar thing. I play the keys a little. Love the piano. You don't fail, you don't learn. Yeah. No, you're right. You are absolutely right. You don't fail, you don't learn. Yeah. Still. Yeah, I one day I love the idea of learning to play the guitar. We'll see whether it's the idea I'm in love with or actually, you know, learning how to play a stringed instrument, the guitar and the banjo. Yeah. So Robin, we haven't talked about housemate in a while. How is she? I hope she's well. Um, and how are things, in your area? You good? Uh, What's the temperature out there where you are? What? There's like 7 people in her town. 2 of them have cars. I kid the troll. Um, so why am I here? Uh, I don't know. You guys remember I forget his name, but he was the admiral that was selected by Perot. I forget his first name. No, Perot. The Texas oil guy. And I think he was in a debate one time, and they asked him a question, and his answer was maybe this was his answer. Um, I don't even know why I'm here. With all sincerity. So yeah, for me, it's all about inhaling this stuff. I am in the midst, preparing for. You guys are watching the process. My deep dive into um, another country music, another country music legend, uh, the pride of Sledge, Mississippi. Man, I'm glad Sledge is what they agreed on. I'll just say that. Um, the pride of Sledge, Mississippi. There are 3 famous people to come out of that small southeast, southwest Mississippi town. Um, Charley Pride's older brother, who's a baseball player, played in the Negro Leagues, and Charley Pride. And there's one other person. I forget her name. I just did this yesterday. Memories. Okay. Just let me set the stage, Robin. Okay. Ow. Okay. So, three famous people to come out of this town where Charley Pride is from in Mississippi. I learned that Sledge is located in Kitman or Quitman County, Mississippi. Um, yeah, okay. So it looks like it's in the northwest part of the state. Okay. So yeah, that other famous person besides um, Charley Pride and his older brother, only because why not? Okay. So there's Charley Pride, Matt Pride, Charley's older brother, who I didn't know about until the other day when I was starting this, this look into Charley Pride. Uh, Baseball player. He later became a minister. How does that happen? Hitting home runs for the Lord. Kate Campbell is the third person to come out of Sledge of note. Who the hell is Kate Campbell, you ask? Well, I just happen to have her Wikipedia page pulled up. She was born, is this the right Kate Campbell? Yeah, I clicked on the link. She was born in New Orleans, folk singer. So her writing, her songwriting, follows in the Southern literary tradition with an emphasis on sense of place, race, and religion. Okay. Her story filled songs feature quirky characters and often deal with the region's complex issues. John Prine, who I know because I have a folk channel, Norspective, Noirspective. Yours truly reacts to folk music over there. That's how I know John Prine. Nancy Griffith, Emmylou Harris, Rodney Crowell, Guy Clark, Mara O'Connell, who I don't know yet, and Mac McAnally have provided guest vocals on her albums. Well, good for Kate. She was born in 1961 and she's 62 years old. So, three famous people come out of that small town, Sledge, Mississippi, where Charley Pride is from. So, there's Charley, there's his brother Mac, and then her. Now you know. Now you know. Bobo Beebs is in the building, in the Delta, in the Mississippi Delta. Bobo Beebs, welcome. Yeah, so what I want to do for the next hour or so is to take a little bit is to take a look at his discography. We'll do that, but I want to check out his official website with you guys. some of the research I do behind the scenes most of the time um, for these deep dives. And in truth, they're not really that deep, but I mean, I have other things to do. I got stuff to do. Um, if you're not a member of this channel, please join and help support this stuff if you're into it. I'm trying to build a community here. There have been there've been a few interruptions over the couple of years that I've been doing this, and they probably will be more. Bear with me. Charley Pride. I'm going to check out his official website. So bear with me while I get this up. See what they want the public to know about Charley Pride. What are they emphasizing on that website? Here we go. I think this is maybe, yeah. Maybe that should do it. Let's see. All right, let's get that up there. All right. That's the one. So yeah, Charley Pride's. This is. I looked it up. This is the official website, and I'm going to check it out. Nice picture of Mr. Charley Pride there on the left. Looking really smart. Man, that last name just fits him. Some people just get the right names. I mean, I couldn't see him as a Jerome. Charley Pride. Yeah, just from everything I know so far, comported himself with a tremendous amount of not pompous pride, but pride, dignity, that good stuff. Love the colors here. Very modern looking, very tasteful. Like the blue outline and some really nice pictures of Charley, a mature Charley. So he's been a Grand Ole Opry member since '93. Got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in '99. I do know he does have 3 Grammy Awards. Born in 1934 and died of COVID complications during that terrible year, 2020. All right. So I haven't heard any of the stuff that Charley's put out in the 2000s or later. Just haven't heard any of those. So what do we got here? Inducted recording. Charley Pride's Kiss an Angel, Good Morning. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm going to try to blow it up a little. Charley Pride's Kiss an Angel, Good Morning, inducted into 2024 Grammy Hall of Fame. Okay. So the song was inducted. Interesting. So Mr. Pride was among 10 honorees, which include Buena Vista Social Club, who I know very well, De La Soul, great hip hop band, Guns N' Roses, Lauryn Hill, Miss Lauryn Hill, Wanda Jackson, the Doobie Brothers, and others. The Grammy Museum inaugural Grammy Hall of Fame gala or gala. I never know which one to say. So I'll say both here. Gala, presented by City National Bank at the Nova Theater. And that's going to happen sometime coming up. So, okay, so that song, a great song, has been inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Okay. Charley Pride statue added to Ryman Auditorium's Icon Walk. Okay, didn't know there was an Icon Walk. So it's a life-size statue. The statue of musical legend joins existing life-size statues of Loretta Lynn, coal miner's daughter, Little Jimmy Dickens, and Bill Monroe. The auditorium, the Ryman, unveiled the latest addition to its Icon Walk this morning with a statue honoring Mr. Charley Pride, I'm assuming. Yeah. Very cool. So that is the front of the website. Got this changing banner up here. Look at a young Charley Pride. That dude was born to be somebody. And he always knew it. I mean, he just has that. I don't know, man. There's just something about him that that's what it says to me. I haven't read his autobiography. I could be completely wrong. Okay. All right, where do we want to go now? About, band, achievements, media, news, store, fan club. Okay, let's do about. Let's see if there's anything new here. I mean, Wikipedia pretty much, well, had a lot of stuff, but so this, I want to say, is a page from the Country Music Hall of Fame. This is what their artist pages look like, I think. So that, I believe, I think, maybe. So he's been in the big hall since 2000. How long do you generally have to wait to get into the Country Music Hall of Fame? 2000. He's been doing his thing since the 60s. All right. What does it say here? Love these pictures of Charley, man. I may use some of this stuff in my upcoming deep dive. I've used this particular picture. I'm pretty sure I've used this one. That is a young looking Charley Pride right there. He's got that shirt. I like the shirt. Pearl snaps. Good looking kid. Is Army Charley. Really cool pictures. All right. We're on the About page. Um, hmm. Becoming a trailblazing country music superstar was an improbable destiny for Charley Pride, considering his humble beginnings as a sharecropper's son on a cotton farm in Sledge, Mississippi. His unique journey to the top of the music charts included a detour through the world of Negro League, minor league, and semi pro baseball, as well as hard years of labor alongside the volcanic fires of a smelter. He worked in a smelter. Well, not actually in the smelter, but 2,500 degrees. Man, they must pay them really well because I'm thinking there's got to be some other jobs that are not 2,500 degrees when you walk into the cafeteria. But that's where he worked. And I mean, I don't know if work gets any harder than that. It's certainly, I think I can safely say it gets no hotter working next to a smelter. I'm probably wrong. So he had some detours. We knew about his baseball stuff. He took it really seriously. But in the end, with boldness, perseverance, and undeniable music talent, he managed to parlay a series of fortuitous encounters with Nashville insiders into an amazing legacy of hit singles and tens of millions in record sales. Whoever wrote this, bravo. Well done, Chat GPT-4. Beautiful. Um, Love the pictures again, man. Okay, that just kind of reinforces my knowledge. Um, so he was primarily exposed to the blues, gospel, and country music. WSMAM. So his pops would turn the radio on to catch the Grand Ole Opry broadcasts. Got his first guitar at 14 from Sears out of the catalog. I remember mom ordering stuff out of a Sears catalog. I remember Finger Hut. You Texas folks know. I think we got some of our school clothes through Finger Hut. Accessible. I think you could make monthly payments. Mom was practical. Finger Hut. Talk to me in the comments if you remember. You remember the magazines or whatever they were coming to your house if you live in Texas back in the day, along with the green sheet. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what the green sheet is. Okay, what else do I want to get out of here? So the Grand Ole Opry at an early age, he had some exposure to blues and gospel music along with country music. His pops fostered that interest by, making sure that Philco was on and tuned in to the Grand Ole Opry. 16, baseball. That boy good. Scouts are checking him out. Okay. Negro American League as a pitcher and outfielder. He signed a contract with the Yankees organization in Boise. Okay, so he was a serious. He pursued that dream of being a ball player relentlessly. I mean, he was, you know, um, he did it. As an all-star player in 1956, Charlie played against a group of major league players, the Willie Mays All-Stars. Included Willie Mays, Hank Aaron. How cool was that for him? I'm sure he's on YouTube somewhere answering that question, right? I got to find that. How cool? Willie Mays and Hank Aaron? Really? Wow. Okay. All right. He was drafted into the army in '56. Okay. Um. Okay. All right. So we got most of this from Wikipedia the other day, but again, really cool website. Um, I'm digging it. I'll come back for sure. Let me see what Charlie's selling. What are they? What's going on? You got T-shirts, mugs. I'm sure. Merch. Is that what they call it nowadays? Merch. Got to say the right things. Got to be cool, right? Okay, so like some pictures here. What we got going on? Okay, so there's a tour book. There's magnets. So, all right, merch. If you can print it, print it. If you can make it, make it. All right, let's get some. Uh, let's sell some merch. I like it. Um, a beautiful website in loving memory of Charley Pride. Great stuff. I'm coming to the comments just in case there's anybody here communicating with me. Um, let's take a look see at what is happening with the proliterate. All right, let me see. His amazing voice back. I'm looking for interesting comments. So if your comments are not interesting, well, Charles Evans is in the building, and Charles loves to hear Charley Pride singing. Me too, man. I'm a huge fan. I was a huge fan the first time I heard my first Charley Pride song, which was Kiss an Angel Good Morning. He was introduced, I think he was on a TV show. It's on here, it's on my channel. It was one of the first ones I did. He was introduced by Marty Stewart. Yep. And Marty, and I think Marty's band, the Superlatives, played backup for him as he sung that song. Looked like it was on a TV show or something. I love to hear Mr. Charley Pride sing too, man. Thank you so much for the kind words. I feel so fortunate and blessed. Um, I really do. I'm working on being more grateful. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to work on. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words, Andre. Thank you. Comments are always interesting. Well, Robin, in your case, 100% for sure. Your comments are the most interesting. How do I block somebody on this thing? How do you? Okay, what else is on here, by the way? Thank you. Yes, so Bob, BB, yeah, we're on the same page. that is cemented into my head now. He did that um, in the Texas, and from what I understand, is part owner or was part owner in that organization. I don't know what his stake was, but he was part owner and would often go to the games and sing the national anthem, from what I've read. Yep, that's right. He was drafted into the Yankee organization and played for their one of their lower level teams. I think it was in Iowa, I believe. I mean, as you know, to play any professional sport on any professional level, um, you've done that. That's pretty tough to do on any level, right? Okay, so we took a look at his website again. I'm just reminding people, this is me preparing for my deep dive. This is a part of my deep dive um, into country music legend Charley Pride, Mr. Charlie Frank Pride, CFP. So you guys know the story, right? His dad wanted to call him Charl. That was supposed to be his name. Well, of course, the universe intervened, rightfully so. And there was a clerical error because somebody really smart at that office, at whatever office that is, that you document this kind of stuff. Hmm, Charl. Well, somebody's pen must have ran out of ink or something. No disrespect here. I'm just trying to be funny. I'm just attempting. But I should probably leave it alone. I'm not a comedian. I'm just a YouTube reactor. That's all I am. Yep. So, Bobo Beebs, I love saying your name. He was drafted into the Yankee organization. Yep, he sure did. Well, Laurie, I'm glad you're back. You didn't miss anything. Okay, so next I'm going to stop that. And then, if you guys will permit me like a second, I forgot to grab my H2O. I'll be right back. Don't move. Yeah. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves because this next part is going to be really boring. Um, we're going to take a look at. just I know you guys may know, but for the broader public, hopefully a few other people see this. I have reacted to Charley Pride stuff. Um, and I don't even remember if I've done a deep dive on Charley Pride before. But it's time to do another one if I have. I've listened to and reacted to some Charley Pride stuff. It's just going to take about a week or so to focus in on him in a few days. Um, just so you know. All right, so the next thing I want to look at is Mr. Pride's discography, his body of work. What does that look like? Shall we? Bam. Let's get that off the screen. Okay. Okay, so Wikipedia, my friend. So I think there's usually a breakdown down here. There we go. So Mr. Pride has had 44 studio albums, 44 studio album releases, 3 live albums, 36 compilation albums, 7 video albums, 3 extended play records, and he's had 12 other album appearances. Not sure what that means, but if any of you know, all right, so he signed his contract in 1966. It was with RCA and Chet and the guys over there, Chet Atkins, who pretty much, I mean, just owned country music for a period of time. RCA. So he released his first album in '66, that same year. Country Charley Pride, went all the way to number 16 on the Billboard Albums chart. It's pretty freaking good for a debut album. So right away, right out the gate, it sold 500,000 copies in the US. It got a gold certification. So his first big record, first big album, Country Charley Pride. Okay. All right, so let's take a look down at the actual studio albums here. And he started his run in the 1960s. He had some serious longevity. Wow. So, like we just talked about, Country Charley Pride, 1966, over 50 years ago, more than 50 years ago. RCA, of course, it was a gold album. Then the next year, they dropped Pride of Country Music. You know what? Country Charley Pride. Let's take a look at what that album looks like here. Charley Pride's first album. Man, he looks like he's like 17, 18 there. Always together, man. Just a certain look and flavor about him. Just all from what I've seen, always just immaculately dressed, whether it's casual or what. Just had this this thing about it, man. This allure, this charisma, you know. So that's Country Charley Pride, first album, '66. Produced by Bob Ferguson, Chet Atkins, you know, that whole RCA crew. Um, Country Charley Pride. Let's go back real quick. All right, let's look at the track listing on this album. Busted, Distant Drums, Detroit City. Now, I've seen that title, that song title, Detroit City, many times in the comments. I've had it suggested to me a few times. I don't believe I've reacted to it yet. I can't wait to hear what Detroit City is all about. Yonder Comes a Sucker. That would be me. Green, green grass of home. That's the chance I'll have to take. B-side. Before I Met You, Folsom Prison. He did a version of Folsom Prison Blues. I've reacted to the third track on this album, The Snakes Crawl at Night. It's a great song. Miller's Cave, The Atlantic Coastal Line, and Got Leavin' on Her Mind. Woo! Is that what she got on her mind? She about to dip, be out. Country Charley Pride dropped in 1966. Charley Pride's first album. Then we got Pride of Country Music. Man, he has the right name. Of course he's the pride of country music. Who could tell him that he wasn't the pride of country music? When you guys hear my ice twirling around, Arnold Palmer. If you know, you know. Yeah. Of course, he's the pride of country music. The Country Way was released in December of the same year. The Country Way, another gold album. Let's check out The Country Way. His third studio album. It debuted on Billboard's chart in December of '67. It peaked at number 1. It remained on the chart for 42 weeks. The Country Way. His third album. Check out this cover. I think I used to know the name of this type of microphone. If any of you do, please tell me what it is. I want to know. I have a need to know. The Country Way. Again, check out the dress, man. Check out the fit, as the kids would say, because pretty sure that's what the kids are saying. His fit, not outfit. Outfit's just not cool anymore. It's just, why not just get rid of the out? And since drip rhymes with fit, well, check out his drip. I'm just telling you what the kids are saying. Yeah, his fit is just, I mean, always suited and booted. The Country Way, his third studio album, Mr. Charley Pride. Track listing, Too Hard to Say I'm Sorry. My wife's theme song. Kid you not. I kid the wife. maybe. Um, the country way, because that's where we were. Too hard to say, I'm sorry. The Little Folks, Crystal Chandelier is on this album, The Country Way. I've reacted to Crystal Chandelier, I'm pretty sure. Ted Harris wrote the song. Act Naturally. Why does that song sound familiar to me, Lori? Is it because possibly, maybe, the King of Bakersfield might have done it? Maybe. Why am I thinking that? I'm probably wrong. I'm usually wrong. Act Naturally is on this record. Does My Ring Hurt Your Finger? I've heard that before from another artist, maybe. Or maybe I reacted to this one. Mama Don't Cry for Me, The Day the World Stood Still. Gone. On the other hand, you can tell the world, I'll wander back to you. Don't worry. Don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. One of these beautiful summer afternoons when the sun is not too hot, I'll I'll come a wandering. All right? I'm gonna wander back to you. That does not instill confidence. I'm just saying, y'all. Don't worry, I'll wander back. Okay, baby. All right. I'll be right here whenever you wander back. Danny Dill and Fred Birch wrote that song. The 11th track on The Country Way. Life turned her that way. Yeah, life usually has a whole lot to say about the way you turn out. Yep, life turned her that way. I Threw Away the Rose. Merle Haggard song. Charley Pride singing a Merle Haggard song. I hope I find out why you threw away that rose. I am checking out Charley Pride's discography, taking a look at the songs on the records, anything interesting. Um, so The Country Way, his third studio album. All right, Charlie. Now we're not going to stop on all of these, but if it jumps out at me, I'm stopping. If you got other things to do, then by all means, do your thing, man. I mean, go do your laundry. Go fly your airplane, whatever it is you do. Don't mind me. Make Mine Country. Okay, Charlie. Make Mine Country. His fourth studio album, Songs of Pride. Again, having the right name helps. Songs of Pride. Charlie, that is. Mr. Smooth over here. Great title, though. Way to use that name, man. Songs of Pride. Charlie, that is. We gotta look at that, bro. Definitely gotta look at that. How could we not? All right, album cover check. A dapper Charlie, as usual. I'm not sure who was in charge of his branding or his presentation. But yeah, man, bravo. I haven't seen a bad picture of Charley Pride. Yeah, so it dropped in 68. Songs of Pride, Charlie, that is. 1968. What songs do we have here? Someday You Will. She made me go. The right to do wrong. The right to do wrong. Baby, I've earned the right to do wrong. And then you know how on TikTok they show the person dead? Um, some of you will get that. The right to do wrong. Number 4, the easy part's over. It's all downhill from here, baby. It's gonna be hard. The day you stop loving me, I could have saved you the time. These titles, bro. These titles. One of these days, all the time, my heart is a house. Well, my heart is a castle. Now what? My heart is a house. Let me help you work it out. Yeah, I got you, baby. Let me help you. Both of us love you. Both of us love you. Both of us love you? The two of us? How do we work this out? The both of us love you. And we, like from the depths of our hearts, right atria, left atria, you know? Can't live without you. Both of us. How are we going to work this out? And then the final song on his 1968 release, Songs of Pride, Charley, that is The Top of the World, a Johnny Irwin penned song. Songs of the Pride. So I didn't recognize any of the songs here. So I'm looking forward to perhaps hearing some of these on our dive. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these. Like I said, I've listened to some of his stuff, but he's been doing this thing since the 60s, right? And then the sensational Charley Pride debuted in 1969. Another gold record, the sensational. Well, come on. How can I skip over that? How can I skip over the sensational Charley Pride? Market man, do your branding thing. Model, I want that sweater. The sensational Charley Pride. 1969. Louisiana Man. So he did that one to Doug Kershaw. I know the Kershaw name for some reason. She still got a hold on you. Let the chips fall. Come on home and sing the blues to Ray Corbin Daddy. Okay. Let me make sure I'm reading that correctly. Come on home and sing the blues to Ray Corbin Daddy. All right. Somebody help me out with that. Is that something I should get? Maybe not. Never more than I. Let me live again. Take care of the little things, even after everything she's done. It's just a matter of making up my mind. It's these titles. It's just a matter of making up my mind. I know the two of you are madly in love with me. I know. I could see it in your eyes. You're around every corner. Enough with the two of you. Two of yuns. Both of y'all. It's just a matter of making up my mind. The number 10th track, it's The Little Things, Billy Bayou, and then we had all the good things going. We had all the good things going. By the way, Billy Bayou was a Roger Miller song. The sensational Charley Pride. His sixth studio album. Number 6. All right, we got a ways to go. Um, the sensational. Now we're into the 70s. Just plain Charlie. No mustard, no ketchup, no Worcestershire. Worcestershire. That sauce. None of it. Just plain Charlie. A gold album dropped at the beginning of 1970. Also, in 1970, Charley Pride's 10th album, that was the name of the album, Christmas in My Hometown, From Me to You, was released in 1970. Did You Think to Pray? I want to say this was Charley's first gospel album, so we got to take a look. Did You Think to Pray? An iconic looking album cover. Look at that. That's the kind of brother that's the first person at church. He makes sure he gets there. And I know to this day, I know a guy like that. And he's a really good friend of mine. It's just one of those things. He's just the first guy there. He has no official. I'm not talking about Charley. I'm talking about my friend. Stay with me. Yeah, he has no title. He's not a deacon. He's just a guy that goes to church. At first, I thought it had something to do with the parking spot. He wanted a particular parking spot. He just has a thing about being the first guy there. Now that I've beaten that to death, that's who Charley Pride looks like. He reminds me of my good buddy. Yeah, there goes his car right there. He owns that spot. Charley Pride, looking like the first man at church. Did You Think to Pray? I believe I read somewhere that this was his foray into gospel. He did that for a minute. And maybe we'll find out, his first gospel album. It dropped in 71. Okay, let's see what else we can find out about this. No. Come on back. Okay. As an album of gospel songs, Did You Think to Pray is an album of gospel songs by country music artist Charley Pride. The song from which this album takes its name was originally released in 71. Many sites credit Charley Pride with writing the song with assistance from Jack D. Johnson, but the lyrics were written by a Mary A. Pepper Kidder. And the tune by William O. Perkins. Okay, so, hey man, I'm down with giving the writers their due. Okay, so it looks like they worked it out. The proper folks got the credit. Maybe there was some misattribution happening to Charley. Charley, did you say something about it? He probably did. You know how things happen. The album was awarded 4.5 stars from the website AllMusic. It debuted on Billboard's country album chart in April of 71. It peaked at number one and remained on the chart for 33 weeks. Did you think to pray, I'll fly away? I'll fly away, oh glory. Time out for Jesus. Gotta take some time out for Jesus. Angel Band. Jesus, don't give up on me. The B-side, Let Me Live, Whispering Hope. Whispering Hope. This highway leads to glory. I want to know what highway that is. The Church in the Wildwood. Lord, build me a cabin in glory. Mr. Charley Pride's first gospel album, I believe. Did you think to pray? In 1971, it's just me, just Charley, just me. No musicians, no backup, no producer, no engineer. It's just me. It's just me. 1971. Also in that same year, Charley Pride sings Heart Songs. That sounds nice. A Sunshiny Day with Charley Pride. Come on, how can I not look at A Sunshiny Day with Charley Pride? I mean, it may sound corny now. I know some of you are thinking, that's kind of a corny title. It's okay. It was a long time ago. A Sunshiny Day with Charley Pride. A Sunshiny Day with Charley Pride. Here's what the album looks like. Here's Charley. Nice looking fro, got some gray action happening. You know, I turned gray really early, man. I was in like, 30s when I started going gray. A Sunshiny Day with Charley Pride. They emphasize the yellow here. Sun. Okay, Sunshiny Day. What did we have on there? Of course, Sunshiny Day. When the trains come in, you're waiting. No, you're wanting me to stop loving you. Is that a statement or a question? You're wanting me to stop loving you? I think it's a statement. You're wanting me to stop loving you. Back to the country roads. Put back my ring on your hand and do it now. Just go ahead and do it. I forgive you. Go ahead. Put it back on. What inspired that song? Put it back on. Put it back on. Yes, he's my brother, and I get it. Stuff happens. I know. Should have stayed in Vegas. Put it back on. Just put it back on. Put it back on. I'm not well, folks. I'm not well. There's definitely something wrong with me. Put back my ring on your hand. It's going to take a little bit longer. Man, I can go in so many different directions with that. Woo! 7 years with a wonderful woman. And wrote a song about it. Must have been wonderful. She's helping me get over you. She's helping me get over you. How does that come up in a conversation? How? Robin? Anybody? How does that come up in a conversation? She's helping me get over you. There we go. Yep, that's what's happening. She's helping me get over you. She's what? She's helping me get over you. Glad that's working. That's that's good. Um so that's a 3-minute song. One more year. Nothing left but leaving is the last song on a sunshiny day with Charley Pride. Nothing but leaving. We are in the 1970s with Mr. Charley Pride. This was his 14th album here. Then we had Songs of Love by Charley Pride, Sweet Country, Amazing Love dropped in 1973, Country Feelin' in 74, Pride of America also dropped in 1974. It helps to have the right name. And in 75, just plain old Charley. Again, Charley. Album check again, man. Who is your stylist, bro? Very dapper. I like the cover. I like the colors. I like the signature style font with his name. Charley, I hope you're feeling me like I'm feeling you. Well, if I'm feeling somebody, man, I sure hope that they're feeling me back. You know what I'm saying? Just that one way feeling is something else entirely. So I'm with you, Charley. 1975. 1975. Um, I remember some things about 1975. The number two song on the album is Searching for the Morning Sun. The hardest part of living's loving me. Man, if that's the hardest part, the hardest part of living's loving me. Now and Then was the number fourth track on this album. Fools, I ain't all bad. She's as close as I can get to loving you. So I'm settling for her. Y'all about the same height. Like to shop at Walmart. Like round table pizza. Look really cute in your bowling uniform. I mean, I was comfortable with, all that. She drive a Volkswagen Bug, just hers is red, yours is green. But, she's as close as I can get to loving you. 1 mile more. You're the woman behind everything. A Gary Stewart record song. Loving, understanding man. Aren't we all looking for a loving and understanding person to be with? Or to spend a long weekend with? Um, yeah, so there was a digital version as well. Um, Charley, hope you're feeling me like I'm feeling you. I can't wait to hear that song. I really can't. The Happiness of Having You dropped in 75. Sunday Morning with Charley Pride dropped in 1976. She's just an old love turned memory. The phrasing. 77. Someone Loves You, Honey dropped in 78. Um, it was a gold record. Burgers and Fries, When I Stop Leaving. I've reacted to Burgers and Fries, I believe. I don't even remember the context of how the burgers and fries came up. Somebody wrote a song called Burgers and Fries. I, I remember it being a really cool song. I just don't remember burgers and yeah. I have to go back and check out that reaction. Burgers and Fries dropped in 1978. We are getting mighty close to the 1980s. In 1979, Charley Pride dropped You're My Jamaica. Come on. You're My Jamaica? Was this a reggae album? I like speculating. It's fun, even though the text is right in front of me that is going to tell me. I just like to sometimes use my imagination if that's okay with you guys. It's probably a reggae album. He grew his hair out in dreads, went to Kingston, Jamaica, walking amongst the people, you know, drinking coconut water and eating Jamaican patties. You know what else Jamaica has? Probably not. Probably not. You're My Jamaica is a studio album that dropped in 79. It contained 10 tracks. It was co produced by Charley Pride and Jerry Bradley. You're My Jamaica was the 26th studio project released in Charley's career. Both its singles became major hits on the country charts in the US and Canada. Oh, Canada. How you doing, Drake? Missing You and the title track, You're My Jamaica. The record would receive positive reviews from music publications after it's released. Check out the album cover. My man is in a whole live suit, vest, and everything. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I live in Mexico, and from time to time, vendors drive through the neighborhoods with loudspeakers announcing what they're selling. That's what's happening. He's selling tamales, I think. It could be tortillas de harina. Just depends, man. Very creative way to get your goods to the people. They sometimes sell purified water that way. They'll just go along the streets and honk or, do the loudspeaker thing where coming through we have purified water, whatever, mangoes. All right, let me get back to this. A full suit, vest, and everything. He looks like a deacon in a Southern Baptist church back in 1979. You're My Jamaica. I don't know that song. I love the title. I am so intrigued about that particular song. 1979. I'm going to read some of the background and content on this one. You're My Jamaica. A little background on this record here, this album. So, as his career progressed, Charley developed a smoother country pop style. This became more evident in the latter half of the 1970s decade, with several hits that promoted this image, such as She's just an old love turned memory. Okay, let me say that again. She's just an old love turned memory. That sounds better. She's just an old love turned memory. Take 62. And where do I put her memory? The smoother variety, more poppy. Okay. You're My Jamaica also exemplified a country pop sound. Hmm. The album was recorded at the Music City Hall studio, which was located in Nashville, Tennessee. The sessions for that album took place in May of 79 under the co production of Pride and his recent collaborator, Jerry Bradley. They were all new tracks. Two of the songs were composed by Gary McCrae, Heartbreak Mountain and Let Me Have a Chance to Love You. Man, I love that title because, I see the conversation. Guys in the club and, well, she's the one. Drunk off as you know what, with that stuff Mr. H drinks and, he's head over heels. He just wants a chance to love her and take care of her. Let Me Have a Chance to Love You is the title of one of the Gary McCrae songs on this album, You're My Jamaica. It was huge. The record was huge. Good for you, Mr. Charley Pride. What songs were on there? What we're doing? What? Hold up. What are we doing this again? What are we doing this again? Charlie, you and the difficult titles, man. No relief in sight. I ain't changing. Stuck with me. Nope. No relief in sight. I think I saw that on a rooftop during the whole Katrina thing. No relief in sight. The third track is Playing Around, Missing You, You're My Jamaica, Heartbreak Mountain, To Have and Hold, Let Me Have a Chance to Love You One More Time, just one more time. I Want You, When the Good Times Outweighed the Bad. That's really specific. When the good times outweighed the bad. I wonder if that's Glenn Campbell, the author there, or is that somebody else? When the good times outweigh the bad. You're My Jamaica. By Country Charley Pride. The album was released in 1979. The end of the decade. Man, the 70s. We'll do the 1980s. $1980. There's a little bit of Hank in me. I learned the other day that this is a tribute album. Got to look at it. This is a tribute album to Mr. Hank Williams. Apparently, lots of people have done tribute albums to the iconic and innovative Hank Williams. Let's check this out. Pop over here real quick, make sure I'm still broadcasting okay. I am. Okay. Come on. Okay, here we go. There's a little bit of Hank and Me is a studio album by American country music. Charley Pride. It was released in 1980. The album peaked at number 1. A lot of his stuff peaks at number 1. It features Charley Pride performing songs previously written and recorded by Hank Williams Sr. You know what this album sounds like to me? I'm going to tell you what this album sounds like to me. This album sounds like the next album I'm going to do a reaction to. Probably on one of our Wednesday night shows, get togethers. I want to do this album. I want to react to this album. I want to hear Charley Pride sing Hank Williams. There, I said it, so now I have to do it. Or you guys are going to call me a hypocrite and a loser. Both of which are, in fact, my middle names. So it'd be okay. Yes, I want to do this album right here. There's a little bit of Hank in me. Well, there's a little bit of Hank in all of us, right? I'd like to think. 1980, a tribute album to Mr. Hank Williams. Roll On Mississippi dropped in 1981. I did react to that, the title song, Roll On Mississippi. In 1982, Charley sings Everybody's Choice. Country Classics dropped in 1983. Night Games followed. Power of Love in 84. The Best There Is dropped in 1986. Back to the Country followed. After All This Time was released in 1987 and 1988. I'm Gonna Love Her on the Radio. Explain, Mr. Pride. What exactly do you mean when you say, quote, I'm gonna love her on the radio? Just exactly what do you have in mind, sir? That's probably not how it went. Moody Man dropped in 89. Moody Man. Sometimes mans are moody, right? Moody Man. I got to. I'm sorry. Sorry. I got to. Moody Man. Come on, man. Moody Man. You don't look moody to me, Charley. And you are sporting my favorite color in the whole wide world, green. Looking quite dapper, I might add. Yeah, Charley, you're looking kind of fly. Hair is always immaculate. Never seen him with a beard. Just clean. Just clean. Just an elegant chap. Tall. Everything I wish I was. You know what I'm saying? 1989. Now, I don't know when he switched labels. I'm going to find out. This is on the 16th Avenue label. Interesting. If anybody knows, let me know. Was there the split with RCA? Was it a bad one or just time to move on? Hey, you know what? Doesn't seem like we're going to work this out. I'm out. Give me my masters. So, Moody Woman. Hold up. Was I saying Moody Man? I'm so sorry. If anybody's paying attention, well, probably not. Nobody's paying attention. I said Moody Woman from the very beginning. I don't know what y'all talking about. Moody Woman, the album. Editing all of that out. Let me see. The album includes the single Amy's Eyes. Pride duetted with his son Dion on the cover of Heaven Help Us All. So Dion sings, eh? I think I've seen that in the comments. We must get into some Dion singing. And I want to say his brother sang as well. Maybe we'll, you guys will tell me a good song to listen to from his brother. The album was one of Pride's final commercial successes. Well, if his final commercial success was in 1989 and he started in the early 60s, I'm good with that. Hopefully, he was piling away some lettuce. Hopefully, some of that broccoli went into things like, investing in a professional baseball team. What do the Houston Chronicles say about this record? Moody Woman. Moody Woman. Pride's up-tempo songs are invariably unconvincing. He always sounds guilty when he's trying to seem cheerful. And his ceaseless ballads become tiresome after a while. Oh my God. Woo! Man, it's been decades. And I'm sitting here in 2024 feeling bad for Charley after this write up in the Houston Chronicle. Pride's up-tempo songs are invariably unconvincing. He always sounds guilty when he's trying to seem cheerful. He always seems guilty when he's trying to seem cheerful. That's some serious analysis, man. What are you, a psychiatrist? What are those people called? And his ceaseless. Now, there are other words he could have used. His ceaseless ballads, enough, become tiresome after a while. Really? Tiresome? Man, that's strong. Woo! That's strong, bro. I mean, he was doing his job. He's a critic. He was criticizing. So this was his last commercial success, his last big, according to this, Moody Woman was his last big commercial success. The Houston Chronicle did not think this is success. The track listing includes White Houses, Can't Stop the Mississippi, You Put It There, Sail Away, which is what I would have wanted to do after that review, bro. Sail Away, Moody Woman, Heaven Help Us All, which was a duet with Ronald Miller. I'm sorry. No, that's the writer. With Dion, his son. Amy's Eyes, After Me, After You, I Made Love to You in My Mind. I can so relate to this one. And that's all I'm going to say. Allison, The More I Do was the final track on Charley Pride's last commercially successful album, Moody Woman. Again, Charley, man, every time I see Charley, every picture that I've looked at, everything that I've ever used, that didn't happen by coincidence. Whoever was in charge of his image, and it was probably him, was like, hey, only the good stuff. Moody Woman. That was the 1980s. Very busy. Very busy during the 80s. Very busy. And then we get into the 90s and the 2010s. I might as well finish this out. But before I do that, I'm going to jump into the chat. I know there are conversations happening on the side. I welcome that. I appreciate the dynamic nature of all of this. But I'm coming into the chat, so give me a little bit of your attention. Why were my glasses off? Okay, let me just pick some random stuff here. John Davidson, all the way from Japan. Yeah, I'm so lucky again as a reactor. I don't get to listen to bad stuff. And everything that I've heard from Charley so far, I've absolutely enjoyed. 100%. Mountain of Love. Nicole, has that been done by anybody else? Robin likes ballads. Well, good for you, Robin. Me too. And Charley Pride doing ballads, man. That voice, it's just so resonant. Another vote for Mountain of Love. John was lucky enough to get to see Charley in Tokyo back in the 70s. Wow. He had put on a little weight. It didn't affect his great voice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man, look, you're going to put on a little weight when that success starts slapping you in the face. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. Food gets better. Wine gets better. Everything gets better. Belly gets a little bigger. It's okay because once you go get that personal trainer. Ben Peters wrote Burgers and Fries. What else is in the chat? Anything interesting? Okay, cool. All right. I think if I haven't put it on the screen, it wasn't interesting. Come on now, up your game. Charley Pride. So far, so good. There's some interesting stuff here that I will definitely be keeping in mind as we go along. 1990s and 2010s. I'm taking a look at Charley Pride's discography. I am in the middle of a deep dive into country music legend, a country music icon, Mr. Charley Pride. I'm just, setting things up for editing later. You know how it is. Okay, 1990s and 2010s. In 93, Charley dropped My Sixth Latest and Sixth Greatest. Classic with Pride in 96. A tribute to Jim Reeves. Shut the front door. What? You know what I was saying about that other album that I wanted to do? Charley Pride doing Hank Williams. Man, I don't know. A tribute to Jim Reeves? Charley Pride doing Jim Reeves songs. Tallest Mountain never told me about that. Why? Why? Why are you keeping stuff from me? You don't think that I'd want to know that Charley Pride did a Jim Reeves tribute record? So none of you thought to tell me this? You didn't think this was pertinent to my country music journey? I don't know about you people. Don't know about you people. That dropped in 2001. Comfort of Her Wings, I love the title, was released in 2003. Pride and Joy, a gospel music collection, dropped in 2006. Choices in 2011. Um, and in 2017, Music in My Heart was released. Compilation albums, there were several. The Best of Charley Pride Special, The Best of Charley Pride Volume 2, The Incomparable Charley Pride's Greatest 20 Country Favorites, A Decade of Charley Pride, The Best of Charley Pride Volume 3, The Hits of Charley Pride, On the Road with Charley Pride, Out of Space, no, Traveling, just terrestrially. Traveling dropped in 1979. It looks like it was only released in Australia, maybe. It says 79 right here. It says Australia. Yeah, not sure about that, although it looks that way. Okay, so that's pretty much it as far as Mr. Charley Pride's discography. Um, Really, really cool, really interesting. I noticed some of the songs, certainly the ones that I've reacted to before. Again, he's had 44 studio albums, 36 compilation albums, and many appearances on other albums as well. Well, this was very cool. Um, I learned something, and I am really looking forward to listening to some Charley Pride stuff. Um, I can't wait. What I would like to ask you guys now um, is to tell me, some of you put what song you like, but I want to know your favorite Charley Pride song. I want to know your favorite Charley Pride song. Now, please play the game with me. Humor me. Be nice. Your favorite Charley Pride song. And then yeah, let's talk about it. Let's see. I'm going to come to the chat here in a second. Uh, 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 uh. Okay. What are we looking like? Get that up there. There we go. All right. So, what do we got here? Roll On Mississippi is Lori's favorite Charley Pride song. I really enjoyed that song. I really enjoyed that song. And the visuals were great. And truth be told, with a lot of the stuff I hear, I also get to see visuals, and that's a different experience in and of itself. But so whenever I think about the song, I think about the visuals as well. I really enjoyed that song, Lori. That's a really, really good one. Um, it's a Mississippi boy. Yeah. Um, So one vote for Roll On, Mississippi. Mississippi, roll on. Um, Robin, you've already reacted. Yeah, well, whether I've reacted to it or not, I'm just curious as to know what your favorite Charlie Pride song is. Kiss an Angel, Good Morning. My introduction to Mr. Pride. And yeah, filled with surprises. Um, Good one. Is anybody going to Santa Antone, John Davidson's favorite Charlie Pride song? I have reacted to that one and loved it. Loved it. I mean, you look at the title, and I think I said during the reaction itself, I thought the guy was going to be hitchhiking, one of those kind of songs. He's on the road, maybe it's a train situation. I don't know. But he needs to get to San Antonio, is what I was thinking. And he just needed to get anywhere. You know? Denver, Colorado, Charlotte, North Carolina. He was just like, get me the hell away from this crazy woman. I'll go to Detroit. I really, really enjoyed that song. Is anybody going to San Antonio? Great one. Thank you, John. Roll on Mississippi. Mountain of Love. Nicole likes Mountain of Love. Let's see. Yeah, I think my favorite Charlie Pride song, of what I've heard so far, right? Okay, so which one I'm thinking now? Which one sticks with me? I would have to say, for some reason, and this could change. I hate when I smack like that, man. Seriously. Um, me and me and Bobby McGee. When I first heard that song, I mean, the storytelling is just so vivid, and it was like so interesting. The lyrics, the story, his voice, just kept me there the whole time, so enthralled with all of it. That song sticks out in my mind. Is probably, although I really loved Kiss an Angel, Good Morning, and great. Yeah. But me and Bobby McGee, and I don't know if you guys have heard Charlie doing that song. It was my introduction to that song as well. And that, I think, is my favorite for now. I reserve the right to change that in 5 minutes. Yeah, he did have a lot of great songs, Nicole Jewell. That is for sure. Um, yeah, well, listen, I now know a little bit about Charlie. And I am ready to dig into his body of work. Um, so I need to know what Charlie Pride songs to react to. And you guys have given me a pretty good start. But in the comments, once I announce that this thing is going down, that'll be coming out, I think, sometime tomorrow. Some of the stuff I did the other day, just the introductory stuff, will be coming out tomorrow. No, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow in San Diego. So maybe not tomorrow, maybe the following day. Look out for that. The official introduction, video wise, into the deep dive into a country music trailblazer and legend who has really left a serious dent in American country music. Mr. Charley Pride, I am so looking forward to it. Um, and I want to thank all of you for hanging out with me for a little while and making this worthwhile. Because believe me, if you weren't here, it'd be kind of boring. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I'll see you in the comments. Peace. Bye for now. Good night.